This episode of Elf Stories was filmed in part as a pregame to 420 Chess, featuring Raiden and Jack. Subscribe to watch that episode of 420 Chess later this month. Jack and I mean, you guys have seen us before. I'm Raiden, this is Jack.
We know also known as Judah.
Also known as Judah. We have known each other for, what, a year?
Yeah.
A year and a half?
Yeah, it's probably been a year and change.
We both went to the same college together. We did the audio, video, digital media technology program together. We were together in a live stream class, and his group did a kind of like travel show where they went to different towns, showed you stuff. My group did a much less creative idea. We just did like a variety game show, just with some stupid antics that we wanted to do. And Jack liked to jump in on that quite a bit.
Yeah, it wasn't even less creative. If anything, when you first pitched the idea to our instructor, my ears perked right up. Like, the idea of just straight improv live show, that's the best right here. I mean, you got this kid from Texas, not from the area, coming in, and he's just, you hear the accent, you see the vibrant personality. I'm on that like flies on shit. I'm like, yes, we need to do all of that. So the fact that he pitched the live show, and the teacher, he was more laid back. When it comes to teachers and they're laid back, I can kind of persuade, like, especially if I got a teammate right here and he's like pitching the ideas, I'm gonna jump on that and be like, yes, we're doing that. And the teacher's like, yes, we're doing that. Like, these are not the droids you were looking for, except this was the droid we were looking for. And so he comes in with this great idea. We're doing a live show. So it was amazing. I loved doing our live show. Fuck COVID-19, politics aside. And so that cut into our class. But yes, we had a live show for our video production, and it was amazing. And what were some of the stuff that we did?
Well, we had stuff we did, and then the big main show, like the number one, where Jack and the rest of the class tried to watch my public execution. I'll get into that in a second. We had a bunch that we didn't get to do, but some of the stuff we did. So the whole thing was, you have people like live that are doing openings, then you have pre-recorded stuff. I want to do a live show because it's a live class. Why not have a live show?
Fuck yeah.
So then you have the two main people, like the news anchors. They would open up the show, throw it to some pre-recorded video. I think we had like a music show, a murder mystery show where I was the suspected killer because I had to be in everything.
Yeah, you were the killer.
Yeah, and you made a whole rap about that at the end of the year.
That was awesome.
Yeah, but we just did a couple games. Like one of them was the like random trivia. If you got it wrong, you got a pie in the face, stuff like that. But the big one, my favorite one we did was the Spice Ladder Challenge, where we showed on the table we have like Anaheim peppers, jalapeno peppers, all the way up until like ghost chips and like dried Carolina Reaper peppers.
They started with the pussy shit. They had like Sour Patch Kids to start with.
I mean, it's the ladder challenge.
Yeah, you got to start out easy. And,
you could just take like a few jalapenos, throw in your mouth, and be good. But if you take a few jalapenos and then a few jalapenos and then a few and then ghost Reaper,
right, moving it up, then
it sucks.
Fatigue is gonna set in, right?
It's a marathon, not a sprint.
Yes.
And I chose the wrong contestant for that because we, again, in the like canon of the show, whatever, this kid had died at school and it was suspected that I killed him. Nobody died in school. My mom actually, I don't know if I told you, she texted me one time and was like, wow, so are you guys able to use that footage? I was like, what do you mean? She was like, yeah, like a kid actually died at school and you guys are doing a parody on it. I was like, nobody died at school. It was a joke.
No, yeah, it's a part of the show.
I guess we acted well because she thought somebody died.
It was funny. It was like a running joke. It was a good show. They produced it really well. But I'm like, Raiden's the killer. I was telling the whole class, I'm like, he's the fucking killer. Like, look at it. He's the killer. He's like, I'm not going to say anything about it. I'm like, that's what a killer would say. Like, you had pretty much the OJ defense the whole time. I'm like,
I was the only fucking suspect because halfway through COVID, we were supposed to have other people come on as suspects, but it stopped and we couldn't film. So they went, let's just run with Raiden. So the whole time I was a suspect. But anyway, so the Spice Ladder Challenge, we go, and it's the scariest thing ever because I've done live shows. I've done stuff like that before. But this one, we started, and one of the guys that was in Jack's group, Jeff, if you remember him.
Yeah.
Should we say his name?
Of course.
I think we say his first name.
Yeah, you say his first name. Yeah, that's Dad.
Jeff Bridges. He was just, like I think he's like ex-military, but he was saying something like, "Hey, if you're allergic to like a pepper and you go into shock, like I know how to open up your airways and like I can cut it open." And I freaking me the fuck out because I have bad allergies with stuff.
Yeah, this guy Jeff, amazing guy. Like I love him. Like I could text him right now and be like, "Hey, how are you doing in that?" But not only was he smart, especially with all the things, it's just like he couldn't read a room, so he wasn't even doing it on purpose. He's like, yeah, just in case you have this life-ending reaction, I got you, okay? Like, no one wants to hear that. They're doing peppers, okay?
I know.
Jeff, read the room, okay?
But I thought about it. I was like, because I had found out like 2 months prior, I'm allergic to green chili peppers. They're not spicy at all. But I was eating them one day, and I just couldn't move my mouth, and I like collapsed on the floor. So when he's saying that shit after I found out, oh, I'm allergic to a pepper I've eaten before in my life, but now I'm allergic. Yeah, that's my point.
Okay,
He's like, I could open up your airways. It's like, he might fucking have to. So I turned to Luke, one of the guys in my group that's a great guy, and I said, if I go on the floor, keep Jeff the fuck away from me. I'd rather the paramedics do it.
Yeah, for real.
But so anyway, we start doing it, and this is the scariest thing because the whole class, instructor, Jack, everyone, all like 20 of them are just surrounding the back of the camera, phones up. And I'm like, we're recording it already, but everyone has their phones
had to get
out.
it for the social media, yeah.
So everyone's like filming it, and even the instructor, he was like, and pulled his phone out. And so I'm sitting there, and like as we go and go, as we said, it's a marathon, so it was getting hotter and hotter. But we get to the end and we do the one chip challenge, the Carolina Reaper pepper, and we already ate ghost pepper chips before that. We get to it and it like just red, eyes watering, everything's awful. And at this point we were tied, but if you spit something out or drink some milk, you lose a point. So Dawson reached over and he drank some milk, and I was like, yes, I'm good to go. So I asked him, I was like, are you done? He goes, no, I think I'm gonna eat we had dried Carolina Reaper peppers. And he goes, I think I'm gonna eat one of those. And I went, no, everyone, including Jack is the loudest voice. He's like, yeah, do it. And I was sitting here, I'm like about to collapse, but I was like, let's not do it. And Jack goes, if you do it, I'll do it. I was like, shut up, I'm not asking you. And luckily Dawson tapped out. I was so happy. As soon as the cameras cut, we're both throwing up and grabbing milk and downing the whole thing.
Seriously, I have that like on Snapchat somewhere. Pussy. Yeah, exactly, pussy. I swear.
I seen you cook. You had pepper. That's it.
He's got
real easy cooking.
Yeah, it has to be real easy. There's no way we're gonna go out and get wild.
He's trying to plug the show. Watch Real Easy Cooking with Robert on YouTube now and see how he doesn't put any spices.
Yeah, but watch it. To finish out the story, what everyone, including me, especially me, wanted to see, I wanted to see someone take a bite into a Carolina Reaper, seeds and all, because you knew death was going to be shortly after. The second they're like, good show, like cameras cut, Facebook Live, yeah, they're gonna be like, and then Jeff's gonna come in and open his airway.
Then you guys could have had a real murder show.
Yeah,
like,
and then
did Jeff mean to kill him?
Oh my God, he's not the killer because he's dead now, and
the show has to keep going.
Yeah, and even then, but it was just crazy. And at that point in time, that's probably one of my favorite classes I've ever taken ever. I mean, I'm not a big homework and schoolwork kind of guy, but with digital media technology, that was pure enjoyment. You know, I always say, do what you love. You never work a day in your life. Cliche shit. But that was one of those where you could just have fun and watch Raiden choke on a ghost pepper, and that's what that shit is about.
And that is all.
Folks.
Yeah. If you're allergic to like a pepper and you go into shock, like I know how to open up your airways and like I can cut it open and he's dead now.